Hey, how you doing? Today I'm on a little trip continuing to explore northeast England. I want to see for myself and show you guys 2 broken castles, and then we'll go for a pint as well in a little village called Romaldkirk. The 2 castles that we're going to see is Brough, I believe that's how you pronounce it, not Brough. The other one is called Bowes Castle. They are both not too far from each other along the A66. Yeah, the reason I want to see them is because, well, they're free. They are owned by English Heritage, so they're English heritage sites, but they're totally free. You can go and see them whenever you like. There's no entry. You just park your car. I'll show you where you can park your car, actually. And yeah, you just enjoy yourself. There's not, I don't know too much about them before seeing them. I just know that there's not too much of it left. But yeah, I hope you enjoy my little journey. So this is the village of Bowes. It has a population of about 400 people. I parked on the main street, which is literally called The Street on Google Maps. It has plenty of spaces, so it's absolutely free. And as you walk down the street, you'll see lots of old stone cottages, a lovely little church, and a kind of quiet that feels like it belongs in another time. I'm not exactly sure what this tree is, and I wish I had that app right now, but it's quite an expensive subscription. Doesn't really matter, but whatever it is, it's blooming, and it looks like it will be very beautiful in probably a couple of weeks' time already. And whatever this is looks like it's going to be a very big flower. But yeah, nice big old tree. Probably come back here in a couple of weeks to see what it looks like.
Bowes Castle was built by Henry II in the 1100s on the site of an old Roman fort. It guarded a key route through the Pennines and was once besieged by a Scottish army, who quickly ran off when reinforcements showed up.
What's left of the castle is pretty striking. One minute it's cottages and trees, and the next you're looking at a medieval fortress with a moat around it. There's a helpful little sign reminding you not to climb the walls, as if that was ever on the table. And around the base I found these strange semicircular cutouts, possibly defensive or just air conditioning, who knows, let me know. And then there's this round metal grated hole in the grass which felt like it might be leading to a dragon, or just a very historic drain. And here we go, let's go inside. This looks to me like a decent sized family home, to be fair. It's about 3 or 4 times the size of my, no, probably 10 times the size of my home. You know what, I'm not sure, but yeah, I could picture it. This is a decent amount of space for a family to live in, 100%. Inside, there's not much left, just stone walls and echoes. But step outside and it's a whole different kind of beauty. Green fields, bird song, and perfect little cottages right next to the ruins. Living next door to a medieval castle. That sounds like either a dream or a perfect setting to a ghost story. You can tell I'm in the countryside because I'm just walking on the main street of this village called Bowes, and I can smell manure, which I'm not complaining about. It brings me back some happy memories of spending time on a horse farm. I love the smell of manure, call me weird. Anyway. Alright, so that was Bowes and Bowes Castle. Now we're on to the next one. According to Google Maps, it's about a 16-minute drive. Like I said earlier, it's just along the A66. Should be an easy way to get there. Yeah, we spent about, 20, 30 minutes here. You can obviously spend a lot longer here. You can walk along the footpath of the Pennine Ways. You can get to a little waterfall not far from here. We got to pick up my son in a couple of hours. So yeah, on to the next one. Brough's car park sits right in the middle of town, just on a street called Brough Castle Farm. It's basically a quiet little square, a space maybe for 10 cars, all free, and when I arrived it was nearly empty. Brough itself is a market town with just over 800 people, and walking through the alley towards the castle, it all just feels magical. There's an ice cream cafe right next to the castle. I went in for the toilet and ended up having a lovely scoop of ice cream. No regrets.
From there, it's just through the gate, and suddenly the castle's right in front of you. It's more intact than Bowes, and from this angle, it looks almost theatrical, like it's waiting for a film crew.
So Brough Castle and Brough itself gives a very different impression an experience to the Brough one. This is an actual town. When you get in there, when you arrive to the town, you immediately have a different experience. Yeah, and this is still free, right? This castle is still free, but it's got a gate that for some reason closes at 5 o'clock. I'm not sure why. If it's free, why can't you just go here whenever you want? Anyway, it is gorgeous. And so is that tree. That's a cool looking tree there. Wow.
Brough Castle stands on the site of an old Roman fort called Verterus, once part of a chain guarding the route from York to Carlisle. The visible ruins date back to the 12th century, though the earthworks go even further. And for 450 years, this place was home to the powerful Clifford family.
This is really, really cool. I like the vibe of this place. I'm in like a post-war Game of Thrones, some kind of castle that got attacked by a dragon or something. The ruins here once served as living quarters. One of these spaces was even used as a bedroom, or possibly a conservatory, added long after the original walls went up. I like that they've placed signs around the site. You don't have to research much before visiting. Though I do think it would be fun to come back one day with a guide who actually knows what they're talking about. The castle was attacked and set on fire by the Scots in the 1100s, and later restored by the Clifford family. Most famously by Lady Anne, who basically spent her later years going castle to castle fixing them up, which is bold. I mean, most people retire into a bungalow. She chose a medieval fortress. This is one of the great things about northeast England, is that unless you're at like the top, touristy destination sites like Alnwick Castle or Bamburgh Castle or even like Barnet Castle, obviously Durham, you're pretty much left alone to your own devices. I mean, it's beautiful. The fact that I can have all this place to myself. It's beautiful. I love it. Interesting how the stones turned absolutely green here. I guess that's from all the moisture, the rain, and stuff growing on it now. But it's doing well though. On another note, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think northeast of England, or just generally the north, has the highest concentration of castles in the UK, and that's probably obviously because of the historical reasons. Like, it's on the border. It was right on the border of the empire. It was right on the border of a kingdom, Northumbria. Do a little closer on the two castles here with this background. That's a lovely house they've got for themselves there. Yeah, I think out of the two castles today, Brough is definitely the winner. I like the fact that it has little posters, little pieces of history to read for the people who are visiting the castle, so you can actually learn a little bit without having to go on the internet. But yeah, people who are coming here are very respectful. They're following the rules. They're not like, doing graffiti or anything like that, which is what happened to Stonehenge. The famous stone circle, which is why they eventually installed fence around it, so you can't actually go up to it, touch it, because the public was not being nice to that piece of history. But here, the people are very nice, respectful, and yeah, I think it's well worth a visit if you're in the area. Yeah, if you're in I wouldn't go drive 5 hours all the way just for this, but if you're living around here, it's worth a visit. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Kirk Inn in Romaldkirk, or Romaldkirk. Any locals, please let me know how do you pronounce this name. But unfortunately, it looks like it's closed. Let's take a closer look and see. Right, so unfortunately it is closed. That's a shame. I really like the owner in that place, the Kirk Inn. Maybe next time. There is another pub in this village.
The Rose and Crown is a traditional country inn with contemporary touches, located in the village of Romaldkirk in County Durham. On their website, they make a point of noting that the inn was part of Yorkshire until 1974, before boundary lines were redrawn, a detail that adds to its sense of character and place. The inn is privately owned by the Robinson family, who farmed in Teesdale for 4 generations and have created a warm, relaxed setting that blends historic charm with modern comfort. Their website also serves as a helpful guide for visitors with information on walking routes, events, and things to do throughout the Teesdale countryside.
Well, that was a nice end of the little trip today in the early afternoon. Now we're back to pick up my son from school. So that was not quite the pub I wanted to go to, but the Rose and Crown Inn definitely would get 5 stars from me as well on Google reviews if I was the kind of person that left Google reviews, but I don't. Very nice fireplace inside it, good vibe. I think the menu looks good. I think I might return there if I'm ever on the way to the Pennines and have a little meal or two. Yeah, if you haven't checked out my video of going to the Hadrian Wall yet, I highly recommend that one. That was a very good trip as well. And I'll see you there. Take care.